Welcome back, everyone. Today's topic is aimed primarily at people who are 65, 70, and beyond who feel financially cornered, a job loss, a business setback, or simply not enough saved for retirement. And the goal that we're going to share with you in terms of helping you is not overnight riches. If you're looking for that, this is the wrong place. This is going to be about practical advice so that you can build a stable life, get back on track, have dependable cash flow, and a simple system that steadily builds security. So, practical, calm roadmap for people who were forced out of work or possibly even underfunded for retirement. So for Encore Catalyst audiences, practical steps, not hype. Our focus is stability, surplus, protection, and compounding. Alrighty, let's jump right into it. Let's deal with the fears first. Let's talk about this before tactics. Because we can normalize fear. It's very easy for us to do that. So one fear is it's too late. We want to reframe that so that you're thinking more along the lines of, you know what, may not have 30 years, but 10 years or even 5 years in some cases of consistent action can still create real security. Fear number two, no one will hire me. Let's reframe that. Don't lead with a resume. That's mistake number one. Lead with a service. What is it that you can do to help them, the potential employer or potential client, if you're in a consulting or some other service? Lead with the service, right? What can you do to help them solve their problem? Income comes from solving problems, not job titles. Fear number three, one mistake could wipe me out. Reframe. That's why the plan is conservative. All right. Protect your health, avoid leverage or over leverage, depending on the kind of business activity that you're pursuing, if it's not just a particular type of job, and build buffers of protection and diversify. So, what we're building a baseline you can count on. Cash flow control or cash flow you can control, lower stress, keep the simple systems in play, steady investing. Don't worry about being a hero, right? And catching the next wave and the rest of that. If you were 20 years old, that's different. But now we're talking about a different phase of life, and stability and protection of yourself is critical. And then protection against various types of shocks that can come along. So our answer is not to take bigger risks, it's to build a safer system. And we will focus in this session on actions that work even when you're anxious. Stabilize, generate surplus, protect against shocks, and invest steadily. Okay, the rebuild system, simple and on purpose. Number one, stabilize. Housing, food, basic benefits, basic cash flow. Number two, create surplus. Lower expenses and increase income. Three, protect your health, insurance needs, various types of buffers for different parts of your life, and minimize leverage. Compound, automate investing, pay yourself first. Most of you have heard this before. Doesn't matter if it's 5% or some small percentage. Doesn't have to be 50% of your income, right? You want to make sure that you're putting something aside, and in many cases, more liquid investments that you can access more easily and also build up your emergency funds. So you want to automate investing, diversify, stay patient. There are plenty of resources, and I'm going to share some of those with you later in the session. Key idea here. You don't rebuild by one big decision. That's only in the movies. You rebuild in real life by a small weekly system that reduces risk and increases options. Step one, stabilize first, the 48-hour plan. Your only job right now is to keep your life functional, secure, safe housing, the lowest cost that is safe and clean. Cover essentials, food, utilities, transport, medications. Lock in baseline income, retirement benefits if eligible. Take bridge work immediately, any legitimate cash flow. You don't have to chase a title or a big job. You may just need bridge work to provide cash flow, extra income so you can meet these other needs. And if needed, accept short-term help, but with a clear plan to step off of it. See, at this stage, we're not optimizing, we're stabilizing housing, food, utilities, transportation, and health needs. Those things get handled first. And if you're eligible for monthly retirement benefits that can provide baseline cash flow, then you layer additional income on top with bridge work. Number two, create surplus, lower expenses, the 90-day reset. The math is simple. Wealth grows from the gap between income and expenses. Cut non-essentials for 90 days, subscriptions, dining out, impulsive buys. Shrink housing costs if possible. The biggest lever for most households, right? Housing costs. Keep food simple and nutritious. Protect your energy and mood. In other words, do the basics to keep yourself as healthy as possible, right? Start a small emergency buffer. Even a few $100s helps, right? If you have an emergency of two, three, $400, think to yourself, can you meet it? If you can't, you need to have a small emergency buffer, so you need to start building that. And automate surplus first. Money moves to savings before you can spend it. Right? Remember, pay yourself first. This is old advice, but solid advice. And I had this up here first. Aim for a shock absorber. A dedicated emergency fund is cash reserved for unplanned expenses or a loss of income. Create that or start creating that as soon as possible. Now, before we move on, please give us a like. It helps us build the channel and provide more in content for you. Step three, cash flow. Create value, get paid. A simple rule. Swallow your pride because your pride is not employing you. Pride is expensive. Fast start income lanes. Look for things that are 65 to 75 plus friendly. And I'm going to be sharing that in future sessions and in additional sessions as well, how you can go about doing this. Admin support, scheduling, email, data entry, basic bookkeeping. You can provide services like this if you have this kind of background, of course. Tutoring, coaching, tutoring language, test prep, music, business skills, pet and house sitting. Trust and reliability are advantages. In fact, if you do it internationally, you can travel to foreign countries. There are sites that specialize in vetting house sitters and pet sitters, and you can set up, you can end up setting up your profile with them so that people visit them and they're trusting the resources that are there. Light home services, if safe for you, of course, doing minor fixes, organizing, errands, and advisory and consulting if you have expertise others need. The one paragraph offer. I help with so they can. I help whoever that is with whatever the problem is so they can resolve the problem, whatever that result is. Right. So just to summarize this, at this stage, the biggest mistake we can make is waiting for the perfect job. Start with cash flow, any legitimate work that fits your health and schedule. Then upgrade, better clients, higher value services, and higher rates. The fastest way to make this real is a simple one. And remember the one paragraph offer. Income ladder, start now. Raise value, add leverage. Level one, bridge cash flow. Any work that stabilizes your month. Level two, higher rate services. Specialize, document the results, and then over time, raise your prices. Level three, leverage, time, light income. A short guide or workbook, right? You can create this if you have that skill set, or certainly you can look to acquire it if you feel that you have content that is worth viewing. A simple online course, maybe you can create that. There are plenty of places online for you to offer a simple online course. A newsletter with paid offers, templates, checklists for whatever your niche is. So remember, let's just summarize this. We're building an income ladder. Level one is immediate bridge cash flow. Level two is where you specialize and raise rates. Level three adds leverage, an asset you build once that can sell many times. This matters later in life because energy can fluctuate. Leverage reduces dependence on hours. Okay, step four, invest early, even small amounts, and diversify. So even though you may be 65 or 60 or 70, whatever it is, first off, you want to be healthy, which means you're going to be around longer. So start immediately looking to invest. Once again, non-risky. Let's look at some rules for late life rebuilding. Automate weekly investing. Make it a habit. Right? It comes directly out of your checking and goes into whatever vehicle, money market, mutual fund, whatever it is that you're investing in. Keep it simple and understandable. Don't get exotic. Remember, you're not 25 or 30 or 35. Your focus is very different here. Diversify to reduce single stock risk. In other words, if most of your stock is in one or two stocks, a down market can really take that very small portfolio in terms of the diversity of it straight to the floor, right? So you want to make sure you're not overly invested in one or two stocks, no matter how good they may have been in the past. And avoid leverage and get rich quick schemes. This shows you that what 10 years at a 7% annual return could look like, right? At various monthly income levels. Now, the key here is that even if you only had 5 years, you'd have to really push and do things a little more aggressively. But look at 10 years out, right? Just to be on the safe side, right? Average life expectancy, if you're 65, certainly is above 75. So you've got some time, right? And we all know many people who are living well into their 80s and into their 90s. So the likelihood is that you have time. And by investing a certain amount per month, you can end up putting yourself in a very good position to have a significant amount of money, tens of thousands even, or six figures worth saved. Step five, protect what you build. Don't be a hero. Don't let your pride or your ego get in the way. Protection checklist. No leverage. Borrowing to invest just amplifies losses. If you're going to borrow money, then it needs to be for something critical, an emergency, or something critical to maintaining a minimum quality of life. That is not to impress the neighbors. That is making sure that you have your basics covered. No concentrated bets. Avoid all-in positions, right? And in terms of investing, moving forward. No products you can't explain in plain language. If you can't explain it in a sentence or two in plain language, probably not the right thing to get involved in. Maintain your health, sleep, exercise, preventative care. Keep an emergency buffer for surprises, and there are always surprises. Use appropriate insurance when feasible, health, liability, etc. So remember, let's just summarize here. You are later in life now, so you're rebuilding. You're avoiding a catastrophic setback, right? Or you're looking to avoid it. That's what really matters more than chasing the upside at this point. Keep investing simple and diversified. Avoid leverage or over leverage. Protect your ability to earn by treating health like it's an asset. And build buffers so normal life surprises don't become financial disasters. Let's take a look at hidden blockers. Psychology, not math. Name it, reframe it, and let's take the next small action. Ego, we all have one. This is beneath me. This funds my comeback, right? So this is beneath me is old thinking. This funds my comeback is new thinking. That's the moving forward thinking. Fear, I can't risk mistakes. That's the old thinking. The new thinking is follow the process each and every day. Consistency. Regret, envy. I should have. Old thinking, self-defeating thinking, new thinking. Only today is controllable. Focus on what you can control. Hopelessness is too far away. Old thinking, self-defeating. New thinking, I'm going to track my weekly wins, stay consistent, and move forward. Let's summarize this. Most people don't quit because the plan is unclear. They quit because emotions take over. Ego, fear, regret, envy, hopelessness. The counter is simple. Name the feeling, reframe it, and do one small next action. We win by staying in motion and staying consistent. Here's your 7-day Encore starter checklist. All right. As you can see, print this slide, take a snapshot of it. Day one, write essentials budget, housing, food, utilities, transport, health. Knowing where your money is going each and every day becomes a powerful tool to help you systematically cut back on things that make no sense. Now you can identify them. Don't go by memory, write it down. Inventory skills and pick two you can monetize quickly. If you don't know how to do this, there's plenty on YouTube to help you with this. Or if you know a coach, many public libraries or public institutions offer some of these types of coaching environments and webinars and sessions at no charge. So look them up in your community. Draft your one-page offer that I mentioned before. Who you help, problems that you solve, and the outcomes or results. Tell 10 people and post once online. neighbors, former coworkers, and groups. Now, I'm not saying tell 10 people who are going to then be negative and talk you out of it. You want to tell people that potentially could be clients or refer you to clients. Day 5, apply and contact 10 places for immediate work. Put your ego aside. Part-time and service gigs. Keep the cash flow going. Day 6, cut 5 expenses and set a weekly surplus target, even if it's a small number like $25. Day 7, set your routine. Block out time for work, for walking or exercise, for sleep, and then a block for learning. So let's summarize here. This is very important. Take a snapshot of this or print it out, however you want to do it. This is the starter plan that you can actually execute immediately after you turn off this video. The goal is momentum, budget clarity, a monetizable skill, a simple offer, outreach, applications, expenses or expense cuts, and a routine that protects your energy, both mentally and physically. Don't wait for motivation. Let the checklist carry you forward. Trusted resources that are free. So use resources that don't sell you products, right? SSA.gov. This is all the information you need about your retirement benefits and planning tools are there, free. Right? You don't need to go buy expensive tools or depend on expensive people. Start there first. Investor.gov or the Securities Exchange Commission. Investing basics and diversification guidance. Take the time to self-educate. Don't pay someone an extravagant amount of money for special advice. I'm putting quotes around that. CFPB for Emergency Fund and Consumer Money Tools. Consumer Financial Protection Board, in case you're not familiar with it. Then FINRA, plain language, personal finance, and investing education. You can put all of these acronyms into the search bar and these will come up. And then Encore Project, right? This is the home of your Encore Catalyst. There's going to be practical information for you to use there as well. We're building more and more over time. So the closing message here, you don't need a miracle, right? A miracle would be nice, but you don't need a miracle. You need a weekly system to move forward. Start today. Stabilize, create a surplus, protect, compound, right? And let's just end with this. Trustworthy free resources. I've just provided you the basics of those. If you're rebuilding, avoid selling certainty or quick wins. All right. You're not looking for miracles, truthfully. You're looking for the practical steps to move forward. Take advantage of its primary resources. And your next step is the checklist. Do day 1 today. Thank you for your time and attention. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. That will help us help you. Have a great day, everyone, and see you in the next session.